Hello and happy week 3 of Realmathon. This is a competitive teams-based month-long readathon going all throughout the month of March. I am editing these last 2 weeks later, so we've already wrapped up. These uploads are coming late, but I still really enjoy these videos and so wanted to still put an effort in to get them up for you. As is typical towards like the middle end of a readathon, I was hitting a little bit of a wall, and I would like to point out that it wasn't me, it was the book I'm reading. But we do have a little bit of a redemption arc for you. So I will go ahead and toss it along back to past Dive and enjoy week 3 of this Realmathon vlog. Good morning. I hope you saw something before you see me, because happy week 3 of Realmathon. I do not like the first clip to be a car shot, but hey, listen, here we are. It is Monday morning. I'm on my way to work after my week off of work. If you got to see my last video, I was on vacation during Realmathon and it was really fun. It was such a good time, but now I am back to the grind. Well, actually my last video was the 48-hour readathon over this past weekend. Whatever, I'm here to tell you the 2 things that I'm reading. I'm actually bringing in a number of books from the weekend, 2 books specifically that I did not finish during the 48-hour readathon. I have 1 book from last week that I stopped reading for the 48-hour readathon. Sorry, if you hear clanging back there, it's because I have a full roast for lunch because it's St. Patrick's Day in the back of my car right now. I'm gonna do a crock pot like lunch when I get to work. And then lastly, I have an audiobook that I had been working through last week, Embers in the Snow, and that is going to be my first read this week. This is a romantasy, it's vampiric, it's enemies to lovers. I have really been enjoying this one, you guys. The last romantasy I read was not a hit for me, but this one is. I can't really explain to you why couples work for me and why some don't, but I'm gonna be getting into that a little bit more today. I doubt I'm gonna have a lot of time to listen to this at work, just given the nature that it's my first day back to work after being off for a whole week, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm feeling super energized about reading and about Realmathon. I've really loved editing some videos for you guys and it's just bringing me a lot of joy, so I hope you have a great Monday and I'll talk to you later. Guys, I'm here to tell you that I feel like I was in a slump a little earlier, so it's 2 or 3 days later. It's Wednesday right now. It was because of Embers in the Snow by Anna Carvin. I think I'm gonna give that book 2 stars. I just finished it today, and since then have picked up another book, and my mood in regards to reading has lifted. So I do feel like it was just that book and not necessarily me being in a slump. But I just felt dedicated and wanted to finish it, and I did get a really good amount of points to defend our stag team, which is pretty exciting. Plants on the cover and a non-human main character. One of our hosts had given it 5 stars. It had siblings in it. My favorite trope, which is enemies to lovers, a wealthy character. So with all of those things and the fact that it was an over 400-page book, we accumulated about 80 points. So as much as I did not enjoy like the ending and like the last fourth of that book, I still have I'm still happy I read it because I got so many points for Realmathon. But I think this book I'm currently reading, The Serpent and the Wolf by Rebecca Robinson, is going to be a lot better fit for me because it's Grumpy Sunshine, with the guy being the sunshine and the girl being the grumpy. And also, I think that this book is going to be the last romantasy that I try and tackle during Realmathon. I think I am fatigued by that genre and have not had the best of luck with it during this reading month, so I'm ready to move back into my comfort genres and read some horror. I definitely miss reading horror, so it's been a few weeks. Knock Knock Open Wide by Neil Sharpson. I've lost it. It's somewhere in my house. I took it home with me. I was reading it in the car on the way back from my trip. It'll turn up. But for now, I am home from my workday and I'm going to make a new recipe. I'm going to make a breaded ranch chicken, and I'm very excited about this. My husband and I love ranch dressing. I've never tried ranch chicken before, so we'll see if it is any good. And while I do that, I'm going to continue to listen to The Serpent and the Wolf. This is about an arranged marriage, and she ran away from it on their wedding night. She tied him up. She's been trained as a warrior, so she tied him up and then ran away. A few months later, he tracks her down, and that's kind of the start of the story, is him basically being like, I need this marriage for political reasons, and you need this marriage because my family know a lot about the magic that infects you. And she is very nervous about magic. She wasn't raised around magic, and her magic is not under control at all. And so it's like a mutually beneficial fake dating, except they're already married relationship, which I am loving. I do love fake dating. I think for now my favorite trope is enemies to lovers, but I can see like fake dating starting to compete with that. So that's fun. Okay, I'm going to start on dinner and I will talk to you later. Okay, it's a bit later in the evening. I am showered and had cooked dinner. I am going to sit down to read here for a little bit. I'm going to get farther into this anthology, The Trees Grew Because I Bled There by Eric LaRocca. This is a horror anthology, and I just need a horror fix right now. So a horror short story is a great way to kick off my night of reading. If I can, get further into this book, great. But if I read a short story and then I want to switch back over to my audiobook for The Serpent and the Wolf, I'm totally gonna do that. I was continuing to listen to that while I was cooking, and I'm around a third of the way through. So I'm well past the exposition. I've gotten myself like a very firm footing in this world, and I am loving the character dynamics. For some reason, I don't know if it's something about the cover, but it just makes me think it's gonna lean more YA. That's really not the case so far, at least. Reed is the male love interest, and he is the guy who is basically vying for a political seat. So they're about to undergo an election in the next 2 or 3 years, and that's how long this bargain for them is gonna last. I'm definitely interested in picking that back up, but I am first going to read a story of this and then see if I want to continue. But I will let you know what else I get up to this evening. Hello, messy hair because I did a workout and went on a walk, but it's Friday and I'm cooking. So we are at the end of our work week and I'm very thrilled about that. So I'm about to cook a red lentil dal and get into the mood to read. I'm very, very much feeling the bug and I'm excited to do a little bit more reading tonight. I've been listening to The Serpent and the Wolf. I'm about 80% of the way through that, so I'm gonna continue listening to it while I cook, and I'll show you a cute little montage of our meal. Okay, I am waiting for the rice to finish and I'm basically done cooking. And this whole time I've been listening to The Serpent and the Wolf, which has been the strongest romantasy I think I've ever listened to. I have not had the best luck with romantasy so far in Realmathon, with Slaying the Shadow Prince and Embers in the Snow both being 2-star reads. Honestly flabbergasted that I even attempted to try another one after those, but I'm so glad I did. This book is about our main character Vasa. After her mother's death, her and her brother are the only ones really left in her family line, and it's a royal family line, so her brother ascends to power. She is consequently pretty much within weeks of her mother dying married off to a neighboring country for a political alliance, and that is where we meet our male main character. His name is Reed. He's the wolf, he's a foreman, and oh my gosh, he's fantastic. It's amazing. I mean, their relationship is so slow burn and the banter is really, really good. I don't know what it is about Reed's banter that was so much better than the other two male main characters that I've read from this month. I have to compare them. I'm sorry, but they're all in the same subcategory of fantasy, and I have to be able to compare them. I don't know. Reed was written so well, and I loved his patience with Vasa. I'm saying past tense, I've already finished the book. What I want to tell you is that I have now hit a dilemma. I can either keep listening to my audiobook, I have an hour left, or I can put my audiobook down and use this very rare time that I can actually physically read to my advantage. I definitely know I would love to finish a second book for this video because I feel like I have not had the best reading week as far as quantity. For now, and especially while I eat, I'm going to continue listening to The Serpent and the Wolf, and then maybe I will pick up my horror read later. Okay, I've been sitting here eating my dinner, and I did finish The Serpent and the Wolf just sitting here listening on the couch. I have very strong feelings but very few words. I loved this. I adored this story and these characters. Vasa is so tangible and Reed is so driven. He's like one track minded, but in the same way he's incredibly layered. These characters were just perfection. I love the magical element, and there is like a coven witch element that really was just a beautiful accent to the story that brought in this found family theme that, if you guys know my reading tastes, I love found family. This is going to be a series, but this is the only book out. So as much as I'm giving this 5 stars and recommending it to you with my whole heart, I need somebody to freak out with about this book. Do know it is an uncompleted series, but yeah, 5 stars. One of the easier 5 stars I've ever given, and also the easiest 5 star I gave this month in Realmathon for sure. I cannot believe I just found like a new favorite romance fantasy book. My hope was so gone and just my expectations were on the floor. So what a refreshing way to start this weekend. Like I said, I'm feeling very motivated to read tonight, so I am about to move and migrate into my library, and I'm going to pick up The Trees Grew Because I Bled There. Okay, I just finished The Trees Grew Because I Bled There, and oh my gosh, the last story, second to last story, was tough. And then there was another part in another story that I read, like the first one that I read tonight, that literally made me stop and say, no way. No, we're not doing that. No way. So if that is the type of stuff you like to read, highly recommend. So here we are back at the end, and I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that you enjoyed seeing my little redemption arc, as I said earlier. So to conclude, to wrap up, I finished Embers in the Snow and did not enjoy that. I gave that a 2 star and went ahead and picked up my next audiobook, which was The Serpent and the Wolf. Obviously, you saw I really enjoyed that. I'm giving that 5 stars. I stand on that. And like I said, it's a few weeks later and I'm still thinking about that book. I'm still thinking about Reed and cannot recommend that romantasy enough to you guys to check out. If you like fake betrothal, fake dating, fake marriage stuff at all, that is a perfect, book to put underneath that category and that trope as well. You saw at the end, I also finished another book, which was a physical read I took with me from my 24-hour or 48-hour readathon during the weekend. This is The Trees Grew Because I Bled There, which was an extremely challenging horror short story collection. The first time I've ever read from this author, but I've heard fantastic things, and yes, his voice is very confident and he knows exactly what he's doing. You know, with most horror, I don't really widely recommend books with such disturbing content as this. I would just like to say I enjoyed this. If you have trigger warnings, obviously look them up before heading into any horror book, especially a book like this. I think I ended up giving this collection 4 stars. And that is it. That is what I read over week 3. Like I said, just a little bit of reading fatigue, but we definitely pulled it out there at the end of the week and was able to finish up 2 books in the same day, both of which I just really enjoyed. Yeah, 4 and 5 star reads. So if you enjoy other bookish content like this, please feel free to subscribe. I would really love to have you. I'll go ahead and link down below the previous Realmathon vlog that I did, which happened to be a 48-hour weekend readathon that they call the Gala of Peace. So if you're interested in checking that out, that will be in the description below. And yeah, subscribe if you'd like to see the 4th and final week of Realmathon, because I'm going to be working on that too. Hope you're all well. I love you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.